Alright guys, welcome to my first video of the AOR Season 2 of VA Supercars here at Long Beach for the first race, round 1. And we're here in qualifying right now, and it is towards the end of my first qualifying lap. I sort of got not blocked, but I sort of backed out because, yeah, I sort of hit the wall on this lap. So it's actually going to be a pretty good lap, but this is my flying lap, my fastest lap of the session. And you'll see as I commentate over this that, and you watch the footage, it wasn't the best qualifying. I just couldn't hook up a good lap really. Basically what happened was the lobby got reset because there were some setting problems, setting up problems with the actual lobby itself, so it meant we did qualifying and the race wasn't right. So heading down to turn 1 right now, after the new rerun, and we hit the curb pretty nicely there actually, get a nice run through there at the third now and second gear here, pretty tight apex here, we run it not very close to the curb though, and that's where we lost a little bit of time there. So far so good. See, I just attacked this pretty nicely actually, running all the track, and we're 2.5 up on our last time, so it's been an improvement. A little bit of oversteer through there, but using all the track perfectly, and you see a little bit of perfect turn there from the game. Heading down this corner, down to about second gear here, being careful on the brakes, and going quite wide off the apex, and we're going quite wide, not getting the power down as quick as we can. So we looked up a little bit there as well, and then here, we need a good run up this straight here, and the second gear, quite slow approach actually, it wasn't the best for me. And so far, been pretty slow so far, but we're running in, obviously down the back of the grid after doing a proper lap now, and we are now 21.4% up because the last lap wasn't pretty good. And the second gear here, clip the apex, and a nice run through here, a little bit of oversteer, and now just hang it in here, running the throttle, not using any brakes, and then the first gear here, and we're going off the apex, not hitting the apex from the exit, and a little bit of bad traction from the last corner, but here we come across the line, let's see what we can do, and this should put us up the order here, and it's not going to be that good really, it's not going to be the best of laps, it's going to be a 24.990, which puts us around about P17, and in the previous qualifying session actually was in the P16, and I did a much more better lap than that, so I'm a bit upset with that lap, and this is where we'll be in the style of the grid, obviously with Clausen in front of us, and Bestiel, the Italian driver, who's also another rookie of this league, behind us. We actually are continuing on to another lap here right now, and we're going to go for another lap. Let's see whether we can put. This is actually going to be down slightly, but this has been so far better than the last lap. But for some reason, I felt I was getting put off a little bit because I was catching some drivers who had finished their qualifying session ahead of me, so I felt I was getting put off. But this was actually on set to be an improvement, I think. You'll see what I mean in a minute. As I cross the second sector point, taking a wide entry into it, hitting the apex, nicely done, and yeah, hit the wall there, but this was actually going to be an improvement on my previous lap, and then I messed it up basically, and yeah, it was going to be an improvement otherwise, but I felt better on this lap. But that's pretty much our qualification over. It's actually been pulsing out in the last minute, but we're just getting lots of oversteer now as well, so yeah, just basically what happened was we basically had qualifying in the race set at one stage, and then we had qualifying. I qualified P16. I did a much more fast lap. I did a 24.6, I think it was, and then it got reset because the lobby. We had a really bad start to the lobby on the first session, so we had to restart the whole thing. But we qualified P17, which wasn't great really. So yeah. But we were going to the actual start of the race, and we wasn't able to catch the first start of the race, but we actually stalled on the start, and that meant we were behind Racing Master. We're going to go up the inside of this next one, our own teammate, and actually both our teammates up the inside, and we're trying to make it move, but we're trying to be as clean as we can so we don't hit anyone. I think that's Bestiel behind us actually, battling us. We're trying to leave him room on the left, and he's right there fighting with our own teammate here. Up the inside we go, and I think he's still right there. We're trying to leave room at the inside. We're going to try to go up the inside. He cuts us off there. Very cheeky move, but very aggressive. I like that little move there from him actually. They're a very good move to block us up, but we're actually in I think P16, actually P16 right now, and right behind our teammate right now, who's also a fellow rookie of ours in the forward. And we're trying to attack him right now at this early stage of the race. And to be honest, we're doing pretty well at the early stage, but I felt I wasn't settled in. Like, it took me a long time to get settled into this race, and I think mainly because of the AOR, a lot of tension because of the AOR. Being such a big league, I had so much to do to try and impress early on, and I just cracked under the pressure really. I wasn't really driving the best at this stage, but we're trying to attack now. I think there's a Mercedes in front of him. I think it's it's TFC. Yeah, he's in 14th, and it's STI Callan in 13th, and Oasis in 12th, and Rum Bum in 11th. So that's pretty much the order so far. But we're chasing after our teammate here. We didn't get the best of exit at our last corner. But it's been a pretty good start from us in this race. Heading down to turn 1 right now, and let's see what we can do. And actually we've got, I think it's Clausen behind us, who's really closing in on the gap. And we're riding right with, look at Clausen, he's closed right up. We broke too early in that first one. Actually, that was one of my problems. It was the first corner. I was braking way too early, and it was causing problems for me in terms of speed and all that stuff. But we can see there's a big fight between, I think it's Callum and Bestia at the moment. And look at that, look how close Clausen's right on us. He's right on us right now, but he won't be able to take us yet, but we're doing quite well to defend. But at the moment, there's a massive fight for about P13 at the moment, and we're right in this scrap here. It's a nice little tight little scrap, and you don't get this with F1, where there's just so many drivers going for it, and you know, it's just so will to will. And this is what made this race quite exciting, really. I mean, I know I wasn't fighting up the order, but you know, it's quite exciting with such a tight grid. And you can see, if you hear us, we're running manual clutch and we're trying to change gear, and it's really struggling to change gear right now, and we're losing quite a lot of speed on the straights because the clutch. But we see someone's gone wide in front of Bestia right now, our own teammate, and we're going to try and close in on this bit of battle here and try to put some pressure on our teammate and the Mercedes driver. I think is CF, so we'll try and get on him. And not the best vector through there, actually, and look at that. Clausen's right on us right now, so he'll be looking for a move into turn 1, I would have thought. And here he comes. But to be honest, our race pace was better than our qualifying pace, and you know, it just felt much better at this stage. Heading down to turn 1, we'll see what Clausen does. He's going to go up the inside, he breaks way later, much more confident on the brakes, and leaving room on the inside. And pretty fair play for him, he didn't actually go for the move there, so he thought that was too risky. But we're right still in front, but he's waiting for an attack right now, and he's right there as a Mercedes driver. And to be honest, you know, it's going to be quite a hard battle to keep in front of, and we're running all the track possible. And it's very soon, I mean, look at this, we're still with our teammates, so our pace wasn't bad in terms of the people in front of us, but we struggling to change gear now, and look, Clausen's got a good chance there. We didn't actually change gear quick enough because the clutch. We're going to go round the outside of him, running wheel to wheel with him right now. We're going to try and get up the inside, and just see if we can make this one mistake, change gear right now, up the inside. The pressure was getting to me at this stage, leaving him room on the outside, and he hits the wall slate there. Didn't give him enough room, but we'll try and give that move back here, and we'll just slow him down a little bit, and we try and, yeah, he's gone for it. We're going to go to the inside, but we actually know we're going to go off the track, and we hit the wall there, and that was pretty embarrassing. I broke too late there, and I was pretty angry at that point. And at this point now, I was behind, I was down like P18 right now, but I was closing in on people in front, and yeah, nice ghost car there, cheeky. But I was really angry with myself at this stage. I was just angry, and I think this was like before my first stop, so I was on about lap 10ish. I was closing in on people in front of me. I got Urban's Octane in front of me, Clausen. So really, we were legitimately faster than Clausen. After we started getting settled into the race, and we were faster than most people in the top, outside the top 10. So we were really closing in on that gap, except from people like STI Callum. So we really were in a good chance of getting 13th in this race, really. And we're really going to try and push as hard as we can now to try and close in the gap. And we can see, I think it's our teammate, Urban's Octane, another teammate, who we're catching right on now. I don't know what was actually going on with him. I think he had some sort of issue at the moment at this stage of the race, and he had some damage or something, because he was right up there in the order. So we're closing in right now, and I think Clausen isn't far ahead of him either. So it just shows after that crash we lost about 17 seconds. I remember coming on the board, it was 17 seconds. I was so upset with that, because like, you know, that's 17 seconds worth of time. That's a lot of time, and I was able to catch these guys back up again. It just shows how much pace we had, and I was beating myself up after this race because I felt like I lost so much time, and you'll see why later on why I was beating myself up, because of this. You know, I made so many mistakes that are so simple to make and so easy to avoid, and I just made them, and it was really hard. But I think that's that pressure of doing in a league and on Forza that I've not done before, and joining a league that's so, you know, big, in AOR, such a big league. And I just had that pressure. Another nice ghost car. I mean, these are the replay cams, guys, before you realise. I didn't change the HUD or anything, but there's basically on the replay cams, I saved the replay at the end of the race, and for some reason the ghost car sits there for the whole race. I don't know why, but I've tried to cut it out as much as I can for you guys. But we're closing on our team map right now, and it's towards the end of the first stint on this stage. But we really had some good pace. I mean, once we were on our own and getting into a rhythm for the first time and getting into consistency and all that stuff, we really were quick. We weren't off the pace too much. And we see our teammate is really struggling right now, and I think that's Clausen in front of him. So I don't know, it's Clausen. It probably is. It's Mercedes driver, so I think it is. And another car there going slowly there, and we're up to around about P17 right now. We're right behind Urban's Octane for 16th place right now. We're going to try and go for an attack right now. But here we go. actually no, 17th, actually behind Urban's Octane for 16th, and there's Klossen in 15th, so he's made a mistake, and Klossen, I think, is really going quite slowly right now. These two are really vulnerable at this stage, and we're much more faster. And this is what I'm saying, like, we made that mistake earlier on, we lost 17 seconds, and if I hadn't crashed off the track at this stage, I was feeling myself so upset, so I was trying to, you know, go as fast as I could. And it is true, because I'm running no assists as well, and I found it very difficult to run everything off. Maybe completely manual with a clutch, because it means you have to change with two buttons at the same time to change gear, and it was really off-putting. But it has some good pace here. We're trying to attack Urban's Octane. I think in the next lap or so, he's really slow. Also, that last corner, I keep getting bad exits. So we should be able to challenge in the next sort of lap or so, heading into this corner and first corner. But we're losing time in this race as well. Into turn 1, we should be able to brake a little bit later. And throughout this race, I was trying to learn my braking points as well a little bit more. And actually, I was able to brake later because I was following some leaders as well who lapped me eventually in the race, and I was able to learn a lot about when to brake. It is sort of coming towards about lap 16ish, I think it was. And look at how Urban's Octane goes so slowly right now. We're going to have a nice little run on him actually soon. I'm going to try and get a nice run. I'm going to try and get a nice exit here. I mean, I've got a nice exit out of our teammate. I'm going to go around the outside, and that's how I moved done pretty easily actually. I think he actually got some sort of issue with the car. And we've gone quite wide there actually. And he got, oh, look at that, Klossen's in the wall as well. So we've actually got up to 15th place right now. So that's a good move from us. And we've got our teammate right hot on our heels, but he probably won't be able to take us. But yeah, that's pretty much the first stint done, and we're doing quite a good job at this stage of the race. I think also STI Callum was quite far behind us as well. Now going on to lap 21 right now. This is actually our pit stop window, and we see IIRS's coming out the pit lane right now. He's in 11th, and we're running in P12 right now. Actually, we were running P14 before people started pitting, so we were actually in a very good position. And we think about what we could have done if we didn't crash in the earlier stages. We would have been way up there with probably Oasis, you know, and this is where we're going to try and do what we can now. We've got T6 Bullet behind us, who's a really fast driver as well, so he's going to be hunting us down, and I think probably in the next sort of couple of corners to be able to get past us pretty easily with our worn tyres, our lack of fuel, and yeah, really, I was able to get into a rhythm at this stage of the race. I felt really good with the car, and I just felt really in tune and everything like that, and you know, I just felt that, you know, I wasn't looking back at what happened, but after the race I was looking in hindsight what I could have done, and a little bit of losing a bit of the rear end there. And I think as one of the leaders, I think that's KPK actually coming through. He's a very just out of this worldly fast. Just what a driver, but he's going to come through, and I think we might let him pass actually here. We are going to let him pass. I think he's a bit confused actually what we're trying to do, but we let him pass there. So he has track position. I think he's coming into pit lane this lap as well. I think this is for him, this is lap 22, so I'm going to come in the pit lane right now with him, and we'll see what happens. This is where I knew we fucked up. So what happened was, I didn't show you what happened, but what happened was, after that, the game refused to refuel me, and I was very upset. And this is, by this time, I think this was about lap 28 to 29, I realised I was looking down and my car wasn't performing very well, and I wasn't actually going faster than my the previous stint. It changed my tyres, but it didn't refuel me in those stops, and I was getting really angry. So I had to stop one more time, and this was the end of the race right now. Just after we pitted, and I was just, this is where we're really piling in laps. I was down in like I was down in last place because of having to pit again. I mean, I made a second, an unnecessary second stop, which really affected my race. I could have been way up there, and just again, I lost another 30-40 seconds because of an extra stop, and I don't know, the game was pretty much against me throughout this race, but I just kept going and plugging away, because you know, you need points, and you need to get points, but someone's off there actually, I don't know who it was, but you know, the game was so against me, I was like, I'm not going to give up, I said to myself, I'm not going to give up, and to keep going, keep plugging away, because you never know what could happen, if you gave up, and you know, points are points at the end of the day, and if we finish in the top 15, you know, which was my aim going into this race, you know, we get a good 60 points, which is a lot of points really for the championship, so we're plugging away here. About lap 35ish, and I'm going to cut on to lap 40, which is towards the end of the race, and people were actually running in P15, which was actually our target. But at this stage, you know, I was running well, very quick, and I was catching on Klossen at one stage. And then I crashed again before this part, which made it even worse. I lost about another 10 seconds from crashing. So I crashed twice because I kept braking too late, and I just cracking under pressure because this is because the hype of AOR being a big league, and I had so much expectation on my shoulders to do as good as I could. I just had that pressure, and also because I never raced these cars in a proper league race before, I didn't know what it was like, and this track I also hated Long Beach so much. I didn't really get on with Long Beach. I'm not really a fan of it. And not many. I also looked into this as well, and not a lot of drivers actually like this track, which surprised me how I got on the calendar really, because I just think it's just a bit of a horrible track to league race up. But we're behind Callum, who actually lapped us because of making another stop. And hadn't we not made another stop, we would have been at least in at least P14, P14 time, and that would have been okay. Not as many points, but we would have been finishing, in a good position, and they're giving me one more confidence. I lost about 50 seconds in this race. About 20 seconds from crashing, from 20 to 30 seconds from crashing, another 30. Probably about a minute. If you think about it, I lost 17 seconds from the first crash, another 10 seconds from the second one. I couldn't reverse because I didn't know how to reverse out of trying to reverse out of being crashed out. So I think I had to use clutch, and I managed to figure it out within like seconds. But I lost about 17 seconds, about 27 seconds there, and plus the stop it's like 30 to 35 seconds. That's over a minute's worth of time I lost in the pit lane and how this race, and that's a lot of time considering where everyone else was. And I can be fine with people like Kloss and all that, and I look back on this race and I put myself down a lot because I felt like I could have got better out of this race and got a better result. But that's the way it is. I could have got a better result, and I felt that that's the way it is, and you have to move on from races that are don't go your way. And I felt I could have had a much better race and got more out of it, and probably come up the order. And even if I came only like 2 positions higher than I got here, it still would have been good. You see people have already finished the race, but that's how far behind we were because of the crashes. I think Callum's also struggling as well, but I just felt that we lost about a minute in total if we hadn't crashed twice and made some silly errors and had got into the groove earlier and have not made a second and if the game didn't fuck me over. I think that's one of the main problems. The game fucked me over with the second stop. It didn't refuel me with my first. I would have easily been up there in the top 13, and it's not about the position on the points for me. It's about finishing on having a decent race, having no issues. And I had lots of issues in this race that really went against me. 2 of those issues were really my fault, and I should have been a bit more careful on the brakes, or shouldn't have braked so late. And I shouldn't have cracked under pressure so much, because it is AOR, and I should have just done what I needed to do and race normally. And the other fact that lost me more time was actually, to be honest, stops. The second stop really lost me a lot of time, and it wasn't. It would have given me probably another 6 points in the championship, but it's still, it's still having that sort of that sort of feeling in your head, and having that sort of belief in your head that you actually can finish in a good position and get the most out of the races. And I felt I didn't get the most out of this race. I felt I could have got a better result, and in my head, even if it wasn't that much better, but it would have been a better result in my head. I feel that I had a pretty decent race, and it would have given me a bit more confidence. But that's the way it is, to be honest, in the end of the day. And have races like this, and it wasn't the best of races. And you see, Cam's just gone straight in the wall. But we are going to basically, the rules for this is if you finish 75% of the race distance, you get over 75% of the race distance, you get half points, and if you finish over 90%, you get 4 points. And I was on that 43, so I do get 4 points in the championship, which is 60 points for 15th place, which isn't the best. I felt I could have finished more higher up, but that's the way it works, and I could have got a much better result of this. But here we come for the last seconds, and that's it. That's the race over. The 24.4 in that race actually was actually a faster lap than we did in qualifying, which shows how much pace we had, and we were consistently hitting 24s in the race. So I felt I had much more to give in this race and had much more chances of getting a bit of more points. But that's pretty much the race. I'll leave the championship standings at the end of the video, so I'll screenshot that for you guys. But thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode of Season 2, the Round 2 of Watkins Glen. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.